Hello and welcome to part 3 of our tutorial. Over here. So in part 2, we did the first base mesh rock that we did. We did the first, actually my mistake, we did the first rock we did. It took a little bit longer than I realized, because originally I wanted to not only do this, but also this rock too, as well. So now we get the time to do so. So as starters, I'm gonna move my mouse over here, and let's get sculpting. So before I begin, I'm gonna use this lovely reference over here. Now, the difference is from the rock we did from the first one that we sculpted from the last video, and this one we're doing right now, is this is a little bit more freeform because we're kind of mixing together not just one but two or three rocks simultaneously together. Um, so whenever you move the rock around or um, or what's the word I'm looking for? Whenever you duplicate and rotate around, it'll always look different, but somewhat the same. So that's the whole idea of modular rocks. So this one is what we're kind of creating today, or in other words, right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my spotlight projection, and as always I press Z and I select my reference, and I go over to scale, and I can just bring this over here, and then what I can do is I can just drop the opacity just a bit so it's nice and transparent enough that I can see and actually see um, what I'm actually doing with this rock that I'm working on. And now it's actually transparent enough where I can actually see the rock and actually work on it. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm actually going to increase it a little bit so I could see what we're doing. So I'm going to work on this part of the area first, and better yet, we have something like that. So just scaling it down and putting this to the side, I can increase my opacity just a tad bit, not too much. Just move it to the side. Now we can actually see while we're actually working on more front of reference. So I'm going to use the clay buildup brush like we've always done. I recommend, as well from the previous video, is also to listen to some music as well. Because you might feel like it's a bit time consuming. Or maybe, how about this? In other words, it's more like just to help you, just to get into the ease, into the action of actually working on it. So I listened to a bit of, I listened to a good amount of metal. So death metal, thrash metal. So let's listen to some. And now let's get started. Alright. So now grabbing the clay builder brush, and like we did before, I'm going to switch my stroke to freehand, and we're going to start off by doing some brush strokes around here just to mask this out, this portion out, so we can bring it out. And this section too. Let's not forget about that. And then once again, I'm going to use transpose tool. Just bring this out a bit. Don't forget to also use Dynamesh as well. So when you Dynamesh it, it shows pretty good. Now, like we did before, I'm going to use the clay builder brush, but I'm going to turn off back face masking. Actually, I can just do a bit of this, and then just reinforce that with the damn standard brush. I can just do the other side like this. I can do the same thing over here. Let's hold my copy. This one. So control so I can start getting this. And then what I can do is I can use the trim dynamic brush. Just go around certain areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase our Dynamesh resolution to 250, like we did, or 248. It's going to Dynamesh it. It's going to keep some of the resolution. And you notice it increased a bit. to 41,000 to 154,000 vertices. Not faces, but in faces it would double. In max. I'm also going to do this side too as well. I'm going to use clay tubes. I'm going to decrease my Z intensity to about 34. And then take off backface masking and start sculpting away some of these areas. Because we want to do something like this rock right here. So in this area, I'm going to sculpt around here. And then use the damn standard brush. So actually, this actually might work. Well, that's a bit too extreme. I do have the right draw size, but the intensity is just a bit whack. Much better. Perfect. And then I'm going to increase it to 320. We've got 3,000, 320. And then like we did earlier, we can separate objects based on polygroups. So and then just do this. And then I can go to polygroup and I can press group mask. I'm going to sculpt around this side. And then slide it down here. And I can use standard. And I'm going to sculpt around here and just bring that in. And I'll do the same thing up here. I could just up, sculpt around these areas. And I could do the same up here. I can just use the Play Tubes brush and then just bring enough thickness in, and then I could just use the Trim Dynamic brush to make it more look like more of a rock. then I can just move this. And then I can just carve this in. And then I could just use Alt, just bring some of this out a bit more. The H symbol. And I can use high polish, flatten some of the areas out. And then I could just go back to dam standard, and that could be fixed easily. Alright, now moving forward, and then I could also use this method as well with the high polish brush, and just make it more rocky. Alright, then we'll switch over to Gen Dynamic, and then brush these off. Good. Yeah. And then after that, we can just use the clay buildup. That's what I was looking for. Right, draw size. And so what just happened was, when I brushed around this area, there was like a bunch of polygons that I didn't need it to sculpt from this side. So it's a good thing to keep backface masking on. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Sculpt around these areas. Alright, so I'm going to do this area, and then we're going to move on with sculpting on these areas. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to switch to my clay tubes brush. I'm going to go into my alpha. And once again, I'm going to go into polyframe. And I'm going to marquee select an area that I'm going to sculpt. So it's going to be this area to help break things down. And then I'm going to press group mask. And after that, I'm going to press Control Shift, and then continue sculpting from there. Excuse me. So I'm going to move my reference up, and I'm going to move my model down just a bit. And I'm going to continue sculpting on this ridge of the rocks. I'm going to hit Control Z for a second, and then I'm going to use the damn standard brush. Bring this up. Bring this up. And then I'm going to smooth this out. I'm going to sculpt around this area. And I am going to, then I'm going to do is I'm going to re-dynamesh it. So I'm going to use a good old high polish brush and go over this. Now sculpting around this area. I'm going to use the clay tubes brush, and I'm going to do is Just dig in a bit. But not too much. Still want to keep some of the rocky details in our mesh. So what I did, I sculpted around here without sacrificing any details. Around here. And I'll do the same thing again. I'll then mesh it. Then I'll go back and use the high polish brush. And then I'm going to go back and use the standard brush. So here's the intensity. I'm going to use BH, the high polish brush, and then just smooth all this stuff out. Redynamesh it one more time. Difficult thing about rocks is you don't want to get too carried away. That's why I'm going back and redynameshing some areas. So now this area looks good. We can move forward with this area. Now I can move forward with that area around here. Nope. So once again, I'm going to mask around this area. And I'm going to go and press group mask. Yep, group mask is what I did. Nope, didn't want to mask out that area. That's what I thought. Actually, I do. Sorry, guys. Let me group mask this, and let's get this out of the way. No, it's going to be a big piece. So I'm going to hold Control Shift, deselect this, and then starting from, let's start from this side. Now already, we're starting to see some good resemblance from some of the rocks we're doing. So let's do, okay, this looks cool. So we'll do this area. It's a bit small. So I could still see it from over here because it's still translucent. So that's the area we're doing. Alright, let me reposition myself and we'll get this going. So, BCT. I'm going to go with play build up and actually turn off back face masking and just ruin this down. So I'm going to press Control Z. This is the very highest it could go to 90 to 100. So I can go and do something like this. Just balloon this back up. Okay, that's not a good idea. So go around, and then around the other side, start to chip off. So let's say around here. So that's what we want to do, is we want to chip off some areas around here. So that's what I want to do. then from that point on, and then from this area, we'll do like what we did before, but from that side, it's more like, kind of like almost a repeat. Right. And now just stretch my arms. And getting back to it. Okay. So I'm going to switch to trim dynamic. Alright. Let's move on with the next area of this. To we're just going to sculpt right in to this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear my mask. And then I'm going to move forward with the rest of this. Now for this area, it'll be more like a repeat, but we'll use the damn standard brush. Smooth this up. Actually, those were actually one of my layers indents. But not that big. God, no. Alright. Alright. So keep moving focused, as I said before. Just listen to some music. And then just go with it. Alright. I think we're about almost done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to okay. Now we're going to do something. And just dig deep into this. Is what we're going to do. And then be dynamish. I'm going to take a moment. And we are halfway done. Clap! Hooray! We're almost done. We're halfway done. After we have done this side, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go to masking and go press clear. Nope. Control. And I'm going to do also I'm going to bring the sky that we did from the beginning. I'm bringing them to this. mask out this area. And then after that, I'm going to go and go to masking, or go and use polygroups, and use group mask. Forgive me, everyone. I'm just a little bit exhausted at the moment. But this must be done. This must be done in order for you to have fun, and when the class begins, everyone, I have a good feeling everyone will enjoy it. Alright, so let's do the clay buildup, and then pressing Control Shift, it goes very faster. Excellent. So, leaving off with what we've learned, I'm going to go into masking and clear. I'm going to mask this section out, what we did at the very beginning. And then I'm going to start sculpting around it, around this area. That's what I'm going to do. Start taking away some areas that are not needed. So pay off. Now these weird polygons will only pop up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smooth that out. There's some areas I'm going to have to smooth out because of what I did earlier. There's a T. That. Like this. And I'm going to go and sculpt around that area just to bring it down. Now for this area, I'm going to go and mess this up. Excuse me. And project it. I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to project. Just like I did earlier, we projected some more polygons. I'll do the same down here as well, quickly. Okay. So it's literally half the mesh is now purple and orange and green. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly go through this with clay buildup because we are running out of time. This must be done. So think of this as a speed sculpt. Well, speed sculpts are another story that I'll talk about in another time. I could just drop this down to about 70. And then in some areas I could just increase it and decrease it over here. Decrease it over here. Another way to get rid of some polygons is using the clip brush. So when I usually mask out something, there's like a little brush called the Select Reactors. I'm going to do the trim lasso. So what trim lasso does is when I select something and go through it, it'll slice the mesh. I'll actually slice it. So that's the idea of what we want to do. And finding where the hell I worked on this. There we go. There are really some areas that I want to definitely cut like this area right here. And then you can also do the same thing for some areas, like this guy right here. And we could do the same thing over here as well. But also be careful as well, because it'll also slice whatever you're working on too. So always Zbrush, which is what I'm going to do right now. And now, for the big finale, I'm going to use H polish. I'm going to use our good old-fashioned polish brush. Polish around these rocks. And I can do the same thing over here as well. I'm going to mesh. And from using clay tubes, I can just go around here and just work down like that. And then from there, and then just to finish things off, I am going to mess this bug. And then I'm going to invert. Damn it. Clear. Invert. And then, just like we did, invert. Doing the same thing up at the top, like we did with the other rock. I'm going to decrease our Z intensity, and then just do something like this. the same thing on the other side. Just a tad bit, not too much. And after that, use pH. Then I'm going to redynamish this. And something up here as well. And then, just like we did before, yep. I need to go over this with my brush. Start playing around with it. And I think that's about it. And that's it. And then I'll just do this. Just fix up these areas. And we could just easily just divide up the cream with the crop. I think that should be it. Okay. Alrighty, everyone. It is exactly almost time. So one more thing that we gotta do is do this area and we're done. And pH, back ends. Okay. then I'm going to mask this out, and then use the polish brush. And really give it the look that it truly deserves. And I think that's about it. And I think that'll do. Just with some areas that need a little bit of fix up, but we'll definitely create some alphas that will actually fix that up. That'll give us some more dents that we need. There are definitely some areas that didn't give us a lot, but I'm happy to see that we finally have an actual rock and boulder to work with. So from seeing from our undo history, so this is what we kind of start off with, and then this is what we pretty much got. And this is what we pretty much got at the end of the night. Pretty good. Pretty good and very well made. Just a little bit of few polish here and there like the other rock, but I think that'll actually do pretty well. Alright folks, where is my mouse? Ah, there it is. There's my little squeaky friend. Okay. So, I'm going to save this as number 3, just in case anything happens. I'm going to save it. And that should be about it. So, I thank you for watching, and for actually having the patience as well to watch through this, as I tried my very best to make this. I realized that there are some areas where I could need to go over and redefine, but I didn't want to make this a big epic 2-hour video. So there are definitely going to be some fix-ups in the 4th video between this guy and the one I did earlier. So anyways, that's about it. Thank you for watching my video, and in part 4 I'll do some final touches on both the rocks, add alphas, and get them into Unreal. Bake the normal maps, make low polys straight from Zbrush, and then I'll try my best to bake my normals, and I think that should be about it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.